Hello, my friends. We've been working really hard on two-digit addition with and without regrouping. This week, we've begun to introduce our three-digit addition. Today, we're going to focus on regrouping tens. So, my first question for you is, how do you know when you need to regroup? If you said when the sum of the digits in a column equals more than 9, so 10 or more, then you were correct. Today, we will record three-digit addition using our regular number sentences with possible regrouping of tens. When do we regroup in the tens when we're adding? That is our essential question today that we will be focusing on. So let's review our steps for three-digit addition with regrouping. Step 1, we add the ones. Step 2, regroup if needed. Remember, it's needed if your digits in the ones column add up to more than 9, so 10 or more. And then we move our 10 to the tens place. And step 3, we add the tens. Step 4, regroup if needed. So now if our tens column adds up to more than 9, so 10 or more, we regroup that group of 10 tens to the hundreds. Just like we did with the ones to tens, we're now doing it from the tens to hundreds. And finally, we add our hundreds. So let's look at what that looks like with a model. If I have the number 354 plus 267, I can draw my problem out. You can see here on my screen that we used a periwinkle color to draw 1, 2, 3 hundredths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens, and 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. We then used the yellow to draw 2 hundredths, 6 tens, and 7 ones. Then we started in the ones place. Can you make a 10? When they counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it made a group of tens. So they circled it and brought it over to our tens place. Then they counted the 1 that was left and wrote it in the ones place. So then we move on to the next step with our tens. We count them up to see if they equal a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tens. That makes 100. Remember, if we count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We made 100, so we circle it and bring it over to our hundreds place. Then we count how many tens we had left. 1, 2. So there's 2 tens left. And then we come to our hundreds and repeat our process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can write my 6 down here to get the total of 621. So now it's our turn to practice. When we practice, we are going to use a chant to help us out. We always make sure we pay attention to what we are doing in our problem so we don't ruin our math problem. We want to make sure we know what our sign is, and here we see an addition symbol. So when we make a 10, we can stop, circle, and sing. Are you ready? Stop. Circle time. Do, 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 do. Made a 10. Sing it with me. Stop. Circle time. Do, 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 do. Made a 10. So we're going to practice that as we complete our work with lesson 6.4. So what I need all of you to do is get your lesson 6.4 out and take a look at page 409. You will see a box with hundreds, tens, and ones. When you're ready, you can push the play button again to continue on, and we will work through this together. All right, my friends, listen carefully to our problem. On Monday, 253 children visited the aquarium. On Tuesday, 324 children visited the aquarium. How many children visited the aquarium those 2 days? Well, we are going to draw quick pictures to show what this problem is telling us and to be able to solve. So let's go back up. On Monday, 253 children visited the aquarium. So we're going to draw our two hundreds, which remember, for our hundreds, we draw boxes. We have 5 tens, so we draw our sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. On Tuesday, 324 children came. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3 hundreds, 2 tens, and 4 ones. Now, I'll use a red so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to add up my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did we make a 10? No. So we can write our 7 right down below. Now let's look at our tens. We need to count our tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did we make a 10? No, we did not. So once again, we can write our 7 down below in the tens. And finally, it's time to count our hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 10 or more? No, it is not. So I can write my 5 hundreds down here. All right. So in our problem, we made 577. So there are 577 children who visited the aquarium those 2 days. So how did our quick pictures show what happened in the problem? Well, the problem told us there were 253 children. So we drew 2 hundreds, 5 tens, and 3 ones to model those children. It told us on Tuesday 324 children visited the aquarium. So we drew 324 to model our 324. We then added up by counting our quick pictures to get our sum below. So this is how our quick pictures show what happened in the problem. Let's continue on to the back of that page and our model and draw. Now you can look at my screen right here because it's going to show step by step what your boxes show in our model to draw. We see the problem 142 plus 248. We need to remember our first step is always to add our ones. So in the ones, as it says up here, we see 2 plus 5. And if I look at my ones in my quick picture and count them up, I get the sum of 7. So we write a 7 for our sum of the ones. Now it's time for our next step, to add the tens. So when we look in our tens, we see 4 tens and 8 tens. So we're going to count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and circle our group of 10. And we're going to bring that group of 10 over to our hundreds and draw a new 100 and circle it so we don't forget it. Because we added 4 plus 8 and we got 12. So we have 2 left in the tens place, as you can see in our quick picture. And then that 100 we brought over, we regrouped into the hundreds place by writing a 1 in the hundreds column. So we regrouped 12 tens as 100, 2 tens. 100, 2 tens. Our next step is to add our hundreds. So if we count up our hundreds, we get 1 plus 1 equals 2, 2 plus 2 equals 4. So we get the sum of 427. So we're going to now look down at our share and show. Our job is to write the sum. Let's do number 1 together. I know my page looks a little bit different than yours, but it's the same exact problem. I'm going to read it, and then I want you to read it back to me. 347 plus 291. Good job reading that back. So let's look at our ones column. We see 7 plus 1. 7 plus 1 equals 8. 8 did not make a 10, so we can just write our 8 down there as the sum of our ones. Now it's time to look at our tens column. I see 4 plus 9. Well, I know that 4 plus 9 equals 13. And I know 13 is bigger than 9. So if I look at the number 13 down here, I see that there's a 3 in the ones place. But we're talking about 10, so I just write that 3 down here. And this 1 is going to come up to my hundreds place right next door, because I made 13 tens, which is the same as 1 hundredth, 3 tens. So we moved our 100 to the hundreds place, and now we can add our hundreds. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 4 plus 2 equals 6. So our sum is 638. We had to regroup one time. We regrouped our tens into our hundreds in this problem. All right, my friends, I want you to push pause on the video and take a moment to try to solve number 2, 165 plus 354. When you're done solving, push play again and take a look at how I solved. See you in a minute. All right, welcome back. 165 plus 354. 5 plus 4. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 1 more is 9. Then we go to our tens column and we see 6 plus 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. Oop, I made a 10. Plus 1 more is 11. So I take my 10 tens that I made and move it to my hundreds, and my 1 right here, which is 11. Now I can add my hundreds. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. So my sum is 519. Did we need to regroup in this problem? If you said yes, you are correct. Where did we regroup? If you said in the tens and we moved it to the hundreds, you were also correct. Now, my question is, why did we need to regroup? We added 6 plus 5, which made 11. 11 is made up of 2 digits. So I take this 1 over here and I moved it up to the hundreds. And this one went wee, 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 all the way home to the tens. So we had to stop, regroup, do, 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 do. We made a 10, didn't we? Good job. We're going to go through the same process with number 3. I want you to push pause and solve 538 plus 140. When you're ready and solved, think about, did you need to regroup? Where? Why? What did you do? And then come back and check your answer. Welcome back, friends. Let's take a look at our problem. We see 538 plus 140. We always start in our ones. So in our ones column, we see 8 plus 0. So we know the sum is 8. So now we go to our tens column. 3 plus 4 equals 7. Then we go to our hundreds. 5 plus 1, which equals 6. Did we need to regroup in this problem? If you said no, you were correct. We did not need to regroup at all. Why? Because the sums of the ones column, the sum of the tens column, the sum of the hundreds column, all of those equal the one-digit number, 9 or less. So we did not need to make a 10. We did not need to make 100. We could just add going straight down. Wasn't that nice? All right, you've done amazing on those 3 problems. Now it's your turn to try some more. I want you to look at, on your own, numbers 4, 5, and 6. I want you to solve those on your own by pushing pause, solving 4, 5, and 6. And when you're done, you're going to come back and check your answers with me. I will see you in a few minutes. Good luck, work hard, and think carefully. All right, welcome back, my friends. For number 4, you had 156 plus 42. 6 plus 2 equals 8. So I did not need to regroup. It's under 10. 5 plus 4 tens equals 9. So that's only one digit, so I can write my 9 right down. And then we go to our hundreds, and we write our 1. So our sum was 198. We did not need to regroup at all. Take a look at number 5. We saw 764 plus 153. In our ones column, 4 plus 3 equals 7. We did not need to regroup because that was lower than 10. We did not make a 10. Now let's look at our tens column. 6 plus 5 equals 11. Uh-oh, I can't write 11 down there. I need to take this and do, 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 make 100. So I no longer have this 1 down here. Now we add our hundreds. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. Our sum was 917. We had to regroup in the tens place and bring our 10 tens to our hundreds. If you got any of this wrong, I want you to make sure you're correcting along the way. Let's take a look at what you did in number 6. In number 6, you saw 372 plus 185. You added your ones column. 2 plus 5 equals 7. No need to regroup. In our tens place, 7 plus 8 equals 14 plus 1 equals 15. Uh-oh. Can we have 15 down here? No, we cannot. So, do. Stop, make 100. And bring it on over. And put it above our hundreds. So I no longer have this in my tens. I only have it in my hundreds, and my 5 stays in my tens. Now we add our hundreds. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. For a sum of 557. Did you have to regroup? Yes, we had to regroup in the tens and move it to the hundreds. Why did we have to regroup? We had to regroup because 7 plus 8 equaled 15. 15 has a 10 in it. So that 10 had to get moved into the hundreds because remember, 10 tens equals 100. Great work. I would like you to take a moment to work through numbers 7, 8, and 9. If you look on the sheet, they gave you a little less support with 7, 8, and 9. On 7, 8, and 9, they did not write hundreds, tens, and ones above it. They also did not put boxes. So you are going to need to remember where to write if you need to regroup. Push pause and take your time solving. Remember to start in your ones and come back and check your answers when you are done. Welcome back. Let's take a look at 7. 4 plus 7 equals 11. Can I write 11 down here? Oh, stop. Made a 10. Do. Make a 10. So I'm going to bring my 10 up here because all that should be in the ones place is the 1 in 11. Now, we add our tens. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 5 equals 8. I can just write my 8 down. No need to regroup because 8 is 9 or lower. And then we come to our hundreds. 2 plus 3. Your sum was 381. You regroup 10 ones to make a 10. Great work. Let's look at number 8. 4 plus 5 equals 9. So we can just write that down because 9 is one digit. It's under a 10. We did not make a 10. Then we come to our tens. 1 plus 3 equals 4. Once again, we can just write down the 4. We did not go above 9, so no need to regroup. And let's look at our hundreds. 3 plus 4 equals 7. So our sum was 749. We did not need to regroup at all there. And finally, number 9. 753 plus 152. You start in your ones and add 3 plus 2 to get 5. We move to our tens. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Oh, we made a 10. So 10 tens moves to 100. And what's left? Well, a 0 is left. Because in the number 10, if we write it right like this, look, our 0 went here and our 1 went up there. Do. Stop, make a 10. And that's what we did. It turned into 100. 100 plus 700 equals 800. 800s plus 100s equals 900s. And our sum is 905. Great job. So we're going to skip over number 10. If you would like to come back for more practice and for some higher level thinking, you can come back and solve this one on your own. What I would like to focus on now is number 11, 12, and 13, because here you can just see they gave us our line and our plus sign. We need to fill in our number sentence. We see 760 plus 178. When I rewrite this, I'm going to start up above with my 700, 6 tens, 0 ones. Now, when I go to write 178, I want to make sure I'm lining everything up. My 100 needs to go right below my 7. My 7 tens needs to go below my 6 tens. And my 8 ones needs to go right below my 0 ones. Let's wait to solve and take a look at number 12 and rewrite this. 216 plus 346. If you had trouble lining up your last one and making sure you had enough space, you can always start with your bottom number, 346, and write 3 hundreds, 4 tens, 6 ones. And then work your way up for 216 and line up your hundreds. Above my 3, I need my 200. Above my 4, I need my 110. And above my 6, I need my 6 ones. So I want you to decide which way was easier for you and rewrite your problem for 423 plus 285. When you're done, can you explain how you lined your numbers up using your ones and tens language? In my ones place, I made sure the 3 and the 5 ones were lined up. In my tens column, I made sure to line up my 2 tens and 8 tens. In my hundreds, I made sure to line up my 400s and 200s. Great job rewriting those, my friends. You should be able to say what you did and run your finger down each column and have numbers lined up. So I want you to look back at number 11, and you're going to solve 11, 12, and 13 by pushing pause on this video, solving 11, 12, and 13, and then coming back to check your answers with me. Think about when you are regrouping. Push pause and I'll see you soon. Welcome back. Let's take a look at how you solved. 0 plus 8 equals 8. 6 plus 7 equals 13. I know I made a 10, so my 3 tens stays here, and my 10 tens, or my 100, gets regrouped to my hundreds place. 1 plus 7 plus 1 equals 9. Does your sum and regrouping match mine? If not, can you figure out what you did wrong? Let's move on to number 12. 6 plus 6 equals 12. I know I can't write 12 down here, but I know there's 2 ones in 12 and 110, so my 110 moves over with my ones. Up here above my 110s, moves over to my tens. Now we add our tens. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 4 is 6. And then we can move to our hundreds. 2 plus 3 equals 5 for a total of 500 62. And last but not least, 423 plus 285. 3 plus 5 equals 8. 8 plus 2 equals 10. So I know I made a group of 10 tens, which is 100. And when I think about the number 10 in my head, there is a 0 in the ones place, or in the tens place in this case, because I had 10 tens. So we write the 0 here. And then we add our hundreds. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7, for a total of 708. Well, my friends, you did a great job with these. Now, if you had trouble with these, what I want you to do is keep these papers with you and come on and join me at office hours so that we can go over it together tomorrow. Or maybe I can answer these questions for you tomorrow, Thursday, when we have our math lesson together. Before we end our session, I have one last question. Our essential question was, when do you regroup tens in addition? Can you answer that question for me now? We regroup tens in addition when, let's see here, we regroup tens in addition when our tens add up to 10 or more tens. Then we make 100. So when we add our tens column and our tens add up to 10 or more, we need to move that group of 10 tens to the hundreds place. Fantastic work today, my friends. I am so proud of your hard work. What we're going to do is stop our lesson and you can move on to work on your homework page, pages 413 and 414. See you soon.